Scarlett, it was a full moon. It was currently a few hours away from midnight. I was worried about what would happen today. It's the first time being in Carter's home during a full moon. Tensions were running high. I could tell by the look on everyone's faces during dinner. We all usually sat at the dinner table and spoke about our day. Tonight, everyone wasn't saying much. "I invited Clara to have a sleepover with you tonight," Carter announces suddenly. My eyes snapped to his in surprise. He called Clara to spend the night. Did this mean he would use her as a distraction to keep me occupied tonight? "Why would you do that without asking me?" I ask him. "Let's give them some privacy," his mother says as she asks everyone to leave the room with her. They all dropped their forks onto their plates and left the dining room without saying anything. It was now just the two of us. "Why did you do that, Carter?" I asked him for a second time. I knew why, but I wanted to hear him say it to me. "I thought that you would be happy with this decision," he tells me. I wanted to laugh at his words. He knew just as much as I did that he was lying. "Happy?" I ask him. "Of course I'm happy to spend more time with my sister, but not like this. I know you're using her as a distraction to keep me occupied while you disappear for the night. It's a full moon. You don't have to make up excuses or ways to keep me from finding out the truth about you." He sighs. "Scarlett, I'm doing this for your own good. Please just trust me. I'll feel much better knowing that Clara is here with you." I narrow my eyes. "Why don't you just say what this really is about? You don't trust me. You think I'd search for the truth tonight, and you're looking for ways to keep me in my room and away from you. I told you I would wait for you to tell me, but that's not enough for you." I was willing to wait, but not anymore. If he wanted to bring my sister here to keep me occupied, then I would find ways to get to the bottom of his family's secret. I was tired of running from the truth. I thought I could wait, but I can't. If Carter wanted to be sneaky about this, then I could as well. He was not getting me to stay locked up in that room tonight. I don't care what he had to say to me. I would not listen to him. Not tonight. "It's not that I don't trust you. I'm just worried about you." He tries to explain. "Please promise me that you won't leave your room tonight. Clara will be there to keep you company. There is no reason for you to step outside." I sigh loudly. "Does this mean that you're leaving me tonight?" I demand. "Are you going to disappear and return in the morning with bruises? Is that what I'll wake up to?" His eyes widen at my question. Then, what Nicole said about that was also true. She didn't lie. How many of the things she'd said to me were truthful? So far, many of the things she'd said were true, but I still didn't trust her. Whatever it was that was happening, it would take place in the basement tonight. "I can't say what state I'll be in when I return, but I need you to be patient for just one more night," he tells me as he takes my hands in his. These past 2 weeks with Carter were extremely beautiful. He made me so happy that I had even forgotten about the full moon. Now, everything was back in a rush, and I had no idea how to feel about it. I didn't know what to expect anymore. I was tired of this. Am I interrupting something? I hear Clara's voice from the doorway. Carter slowly lets go of my hand and moves from in front of me so that I can see my sister. She really was here. "No, you're not," he assured her. "I'm sure you girls have plenty catching up to do. I'll be out of your way for the rest of the night." "Plenty of catching up to do? We already saw each other earlier today at the academy." I watch him as he walks out of the room without another word. "What was all of that about?" Clara asks me. "Were you two fighting again? I thought things had improved between the two of you." I bit my lip to stop myself from crying. "What's wrong?" she whispers. She always knew when something was wrong with me recently. I couldn't hide much of my emotions now that I was pregnant. "It's nothing." I lie as I force myself to smile. "I'm sure we are going to have a lot of fun tonight." She grins. "I was surprised when Carter called me and asked me to come over to have a sleepover with you. It's strange that he happened to call on a full moon. He always made up excuses not to be around me on a full moon, and it seems like he's doing it to you as well." I wasn't the only one realizing that something was going on. Clara knew something was up as well, but she didn't realize just how serious it actually was. "Let's head up to my room," I tell her. I stop walking when I see her pause midway. I actually wanted to watch Alaric and the others play basketball tonight first, if that's okay with you. She tells me with a nervous smile. I knew she mainly wanted to see Alaric, but I also wanted to see Carter. I wanted to stay out for as long as possible until he insisted I head back to our room. Okay, I tell her. Let's go. Carter, I see you brought company over, Alaric says as he looks over his shoulder. He was referring to Clara. Are the two of you friends now? Apollo asks me. After you broke up, I thought she would hate you for the rest of her life. I'm married to her sister. She has no choice but to tolerate me now. I remind them. However, I was glad that Clara was talking to me now. I felt like I'd gotten back a close friend in my life. It was also better this way for Scarlett. If she saw that we were getting along, she would be happier. Are you sure this was the best idea? Alaric asks me as he shoots the ball into the basket. Ares takes the ball and throws it back to him. I couldn't think of anything else, I confess. If Clara is here with her, she will be distracted most of the night. I'm hoping that she falls asleep early. I hate to burst your bubble, brother, but your wife looks wide awake, Apollo points out. And she doesn't look like she would be leaving here anytime soon. I looked over at Scarlett, and her eyes were narrowed as she glared at me. Even when she was angry with me, she was still sexy. Alaric quirks a brow at me. It's not often that we have spectators at home, and on a full moon, it smells like trouble. I didn't expect Scarlett to come out here. I thought if I had pissed her off, she would have gone to her room and stayed there. It was part of the plan, but that part had already failed. I hoped she wouldn't still be out here at midnight. I may have to get my parents to force them back to the room. I plan on telling her the truth tomorrow, I informed my brothers. They all turned to look at me in surprise. I'd already mentioned it to Alaric, the rest didn't know until now. Are you serious? Ares asks me. How do you think she would take the news? I shrug my shoulder. I can't say. I think there is a good chance that she may leave me, but I will fight for her. I'm not going to let her go without a fight. Where Clara and Scarlett were seated, they couldn't hear our conversation, but they could see everything. Scarlett could tell that I'd just said something that shocked my brothers. She might be curious, but I knew she wouldn't bother to ask me about it. They're watching us, Apollo says. I think we can play and talk at the same time. He passes the ball to me, and I throw it to Alaric. I hope she reacts nothing like Nicole did. He sighs. She was difficult to deal with. She still is. I don't know how to make her accept me. We told you not to do it, but you still decided to go against our words, I remind him. You would have been happier divorcing that woman. Do you think that would have been the end of her? Apollo asks him. She wouldn't have let him go that easily. She confuses me, Ares says. 1 minute she was ready for a divorce, practically blackmailing you to divorce her, and now suddenly she wants you back in her life. Alaric clenches his jaw. I know it's strange, but I don't want to question her. I want to make my marriage work. If you ask me, you'll be happier with someone else, Apollo says. I'm sure there is a woman that would treat you the right way out there somewhere. Excuse me? We both follow the annoying voice, and to our surprise, Nicole was standing a few feet away from us. When did she arrive? Why was she even here? She usually stayed far away whenever the full moon arrived. She claimed that she wanted nothing to do with us on that day. From the surprise on Alaric's face, I could tell she hadn't even informed him that she would be here tonight. He drops the ball and walks over to her. What are you doing here? He asks her. She frowns. Did you think I would stay away from you on such an important night? He stiffens, and I do as well. I looked at Scarlett, and I knew she'd heard her. Nicole looks around her and gasps, Why is that girl here? That girl, Alaric asks her. Scarlett's sister, she snaps. Why is she here? I invited her, I growl. She looks pissed. Why was she irritated that I'd invited Clara here? If you're here to cause trouble, then you can just go back. Carter, Alaric stops me. I'll handle this. My jaw clenches as he walks back into the house with her. I didn't like this. Nicole shouldn't be here. Scarlett, what's she doing here? Clara asks. If I knew she was coming, I wouldn't have come. I sigh. I don't think anyone knew she was coming here tonight. I knew that Nicole came to cause trouble. She probably wanted to tell me more about the secret, or possibly even show me now that the full moon was here. Why did she so desperately want me to find out the truth? Did she want me to hate Carter like she hated Alaric? I didn't understand why she was still married to him. Was it for the money? Was she hoping to get rich through him? I don't like her, Clara whispers. I don't know what Alaric sees in her. He's the opposite of her, and he has more than she ever could. So then, why is he still with her? He probably loves her while she doesn't love him, I suggested, and immediately realized what I'd said when it was too late to take it back. Clara's mood immediately dampened, and I felt like hitting myself in the head. I shouldn't have said that in front of her. I knew she had a crush on him, even though she refused to admit it. I think I'm ready to go into the room now, she says. I don't want to cause any trouble for Alaric. It's clear that Nicole hates me and doesn't want me here. It's not up to her, I snap. This isn't her home. She can't decide who stays and who doesn't. I get up from the bench and Clara does as well. Scarlett, wait, Carter calls out to me. I bit my lip and folded my arms stubbornly when he walked over to me. Can I speak to Scarlett alone for a minute? He asks Clara. She looks between the two of us and finally nods. He takes my hand in his the second she leaves, and it's hard to stay mad at him when he's this close to me. Scarlett, he whispers, do you know that you are the most important person in my life? Do you know that I would do everything in my power always to keep you safe? My lips parted slightly at his words. It's the last thing I expected him to say to me. No, I whisper back. I didn't know that I meant so much to you. He lightly cups my cheek in his hand and leans into me. I'm sorry that I took so long to tell you. I'm sorry that I didn't show it to you either. Why are you telling me these things all of a sudden? I ask. You're scaring me, Carter. Without any warning, he leans lower and kisses me hard. I can't help but wrap my arms around his neck and hold on tightly. He picks me up into his arms and spins me around while kissing me. When he finally lets go of me, I'm breathing hard and trying to stop my heart from racing. You won't see me for the rest of the night, he informs me, but I will come to you first thing in the morning. He didn't realize that I had other plans. I did plan on searching for him tonight in that basement. If each room had his siblings' names on it, did it mean that all of them would be in separate rooms? When Carter lets go of me and walks back inside the house, I feel my heart sink. Clara walks to my side and holds my hand. You can tell me if something is bothering you. I wish I could, Clara, I tell her. I wish I could. She frowns at me. Are you keeping secrets from me again? I thought after the last one, you wouldn't hide anything from me again. I bit my lip and pulled her into the house. I don't stop until we are both back in my room. I lock the door and take a seat on the bed, and she joins me. What's going on, Scarlett? She asks me again. Tell me why you look so scared. I want to tell you, but it's a secret, I inform her. It concerns Carter and his family. Her eyes widen. Is it something bad? I don't know, I confess. I can't tell you anything. It's not my place to tell you. It's their secret, and even I don't know all the details. She sighs. It's okay. You don't have to tell me. I understand that this is something you need to keep to yourself. I was grateful that she'd said those words to me. I think you should get some sleep, she tells me. It's already late, and you're pregnant. You need as much rest as possible. I wouldn't get any rest tonight, but I did want Clara to fall asleep. I nod and go under the blanket. A few hours later, Clara was fast asleep next to me. I slowly exited the bed, trying my best not to wake her. I tiptoed towards the door and gently opened it. When I was safely outside without waking her, I breathed a sigh of relief. I wasn't sure if I was doing the right thing, but I had to do it. I wanted to find out the truth tonight. I wanted to know what happened to Carter and his family on a full moon. Since Carter didn't plan on telling me, this was my only option. Scarlett, the first place I searched for a button, like the one I saw in the beach house, was in the kitchen. However, after searching the kitchen for a few minutes, I didn't find anything at all. What are you looking for? I hear Nicole ask behind me. I turn to look at her. Why are you here? The same reason you are, she tells me. What? I ask. We both married into this family. I can be here as much as I want to, just like you can live here freely from now on. She snaps. I narrow my eyes. Why are you in the kitchen so late? She smiles. I wanted something to eat, but I'm sure that's not the same reason you are here. What you're looking for isn't here. You need to check the garage for an entrance to the basement. I gripped my dress tightly. I didn't like Nicole, and I didn't like the fact that she caught me trying to find an entrance to the basement. I didn't want her to think that I trusted her or even listened to her. You can go straight to the door with his name on it, she informs me. You'll need this key. She places it into my hands and walks out of the kitchen. You're doing the right thing, Scarlett. It's better for everyone this way. Because of her, I felt like turning back and going straight back to my room. However, I wasn't doing this because of her. I was doing this because of my marriage with Carter. I didn't want any more secrets between us. I needed to know the truth so that there could be nothing preventing us from being happily married. I followed her directions, and the second I saw the entrance open to the basement, I felt my heartbeat increase. I couldn't believe I was going ahead with this. I don't stop walking. The second I walked inside, I felt a chill just like the last time. I was more fearful this time because I knew tonight was the full moon. I wasn't sure what to expect. My heart was pounding loudly in my chest, and my hands shook. Get a grip, Scarlett. It's not like there's anything crazy yet. I walked straight towards the door that had Carter's name on it, ignoring all of the other names. My hands were trembling as I tried to unlock the door with the key that Nicole gave to me. I couldn't hold it steady enough, and it took me longer than usual to get the key into the lock. The second I turned it, the door flew open in front of me. I held my breath and slowly walked in. The lights were off, and I couldn't see a single thing. I searched the wall with my hands for the switch, and when I finally felt it, it took a lot of convincing to flip the switch. When light fills the room, I blink at the brightness. I cover my eyes and peek through the spaces between my fingers. It took me a few seconds to realize what I was looking at, but when it finally sunk in, everything around me began to spin. I couldn't believe my eyes. Carter was chained to the ground. His entire body was covered with those things. It's like it was holding him back from something. It was one of the most horrific sights I've ever seen in my life. I could hardly control myself as I fought to remain calm. It took me a few seconds to realize that the scream had come out of my mouth. His eyes were closed, but the second he heard me, they flashed wide open. They were dark and cold, but also hungry. They stared straight into my soul. What the hell was this? Why was he locked up like some prisoner? I had to get him out of here. I couldn't just stand in front of him and do nothing when he was chained to the ground like that. I don't think twice as I cross the room towards him. His eyes grow darker when he sees me coming, and I jump when he starts to pull against the chains aggressively. I stop halfway. It's almost like he doesn't want me to come near him. Carter. I try again. Why did they do this to you? What the hell is happening? He doesn't answer me. Instead, he growls softly, like he doesn't want to scare me. I made another attempt to go close to him when I felt someone grab me from behind. Before I could scream, the person covered my mouth with their hand. Carter begins to roar at the sight. I watch as he tries to break free from the chains. The second that one of them breaks a little, something horrifying happens. I watch in horror as he gets electrocuted before my eyes. I tried to scream his name, but nothing was coming out of my mouth. I couldn't make a sound. Who the hell was holding me back? Despite the continued shocks, Carter still fights against the chains desperately to get to me. The more he fought, the more he got shocked. I watched helplessly as blood gushed from his mouth. Tears were streaming from my eyes uncontrollably as I tried to get away from the person still holding me back. Please no, I had to get to him. I had to save him. The last thing I remembered hearing was Carter's roar of pain before everything went blank. Carter! Carter! I hear my mother scream my name. Carter, wake up! I was in pain everywhere. What the fuck did I do last night? I must have tried to escape for the entire night. I shouldn't be feeling this awful. Every part of my body felt exhausted. Carter, her cries are more desperate now. Please wake up, son. You must wake up now. The desperation in her voice jolts me awake. My eyes flash open and she's the first person I see. She's hugging me with tears in her eyes. What's wrong, Mother? My words don't make it out of my mouth when I take in everything around me. Blood. Everywhere. What was the meaning of this? What happened here? I ask as I continue to search around the room. Everything within me freezes when I spot a piece of Scarlett's dress covered in blood. There were even pieces of her hair on the ground next to me. It takes my body a while to recover from the sight, but when it does, the shock hits me so hard that I can barely move. My hands are shaking as I gently pick up the bloody cloth in front of me. "Where's Scarlett?" I whisper. My mother doesn't answer me, and at that same time, Alaric runs into the room. He looks at me in horror. Where was she? Where was my wife? The panic on his face tells me that it couldn't possibly be good news. "Where is she?" I roar. "Where is my wife?" "We can't find her," my mother explains. "We don't know what happened here. When I came in to free you, I saw you like this." Clara realized Scarlett was missing from the room when she woke up. "This is the first place I came to search for her." "Let me go!" I hear Clara scream outside of the room. If someone doesn't tell me where my sister is this second, I will scream as loud as I possibly can. Alaric turns around and takes her from Ares. The second her eyes fall on me, they widen in horror. "What?" She can barely form any words as she covers her mouth in shock. Alaric turns her around in his arms so that her face is buried in his chest. "I'll explain everything to you, Clara, but right now we need to figure out what happened here." "Did I?" I whisper in shock. "Did I hurt her?" I can barely recognize my own voice. It isn't possible. I wouldn't hurt her. I wouldn't hurt Scarlett. I loved her too much. I don't want to believe you did something to her. My mother answers me. However, the evidence says otherwise. "He wouldn't hurt her mother," Alaric says confidently. "If that were the case, she would still be here." "Maybe she got scared at what she saw and ran away," Nicole says as she walks. Her words didn't make this easier on me. Her eyes narrow when she sees Alaric comforting Clara. "Can't you see me standing here, Alaric?" she demands. "I'm your wife, not Clara. You should be comforting me, not her." "Do you think this is the time?" Ares growls. "Scarlett is missing. Of course, Clara will be upset. This is also the first time that she's seen something like this. It's all new to her. She can get comfort somewhere else," Nicole snaps. "Give her to me," Apollo says as he walks in. Alaric looks reluctant to let her go, but he finally does when Nicole gives him a dirty glare. Apollo rubs his hand up and down her back. "It's going to be okay, Clara. We will find out what happened here." "I can't remember," I whisper. "I can't remember anything at all. It's the most desperate I've ever been to remember something from a full moon." "It's okay." My mother tries to soothe me. "It isn't okay," I shout. "My pregnant wife is missing, and all of the signs say that I did something to her. How could it be okay?" Alaric rushes over to my side and slowly begins removing the locks on the chains. I could barely stand when he finally took the chains off me. It wasn't because of the pain. It was because of the gut-wrenching fear in my stomach. I'd done something to Scarlett. I'd hurt her. Who else could have possibly been in here to do something to her? "How could she have gotten inside without the key?" Ares asks. "She shouldn't even know about this basement. Someone must have mentioned something to her." All eyes turn to Nicole. "Did you say something to her?" I growl. "I don't have to answer you or anyone," Nicole snaps. Alaric says in a surprised but worried tone, "Please don't tell me you're the reason that Scarlett came here last night. Please don't tell me you would do something like that." "Of course not," she snaps. "I mentioned a few things to Scarlett in the past, but I apologized for everything. I can assure you I'm not the reason that she came here last night. All of this is Carter's fault. He's the one who didn't protect his wife. Why is everyone turning on me?" She was right. All of this was my fault. If I had told Scarlett the truth initially, she wouldn't have come here last night to discover our family's secret. My knees felt weak, and I could feel myself drifting to the ground. Alaric stopped me in time as he put his hand around my shoulders and tried to drag me out of the room. Ares soon joins him. "Check the cameras," Alaric orders everyone else. "We can see when she entered the room and left." "I already did," Violet whispers as she enters the room. We all turn to her. The surprise in her voice worries me. "What did you see, Violet?" I demand. I was impatient to find out about my wife. I had to know everything. All of the cameras were shut off last night, she informs us. Someone else must have been here. I don't think Scarlett left here of her own free will. I think it's possible that someone took her. Scarlett! I woke up in a strange bed, somewhere I'd never been. My head hurts, and so does my heart. I don't know why just yet, but I knew that it would all come back to me soon. I place both hands on my head and wince. Why does it hurt so much? My eyes were burning, and I was trying hard to remember. I could feel it coming back, and when it finally did, I found it hard to breathe. No. One after the next, everything that happened last night kept flowing into my mind. Speaking to Nicole, then sneaking into the basement, searching for Carter. All of it. Everything from last night came rushing back into my head too fast for me to prepare myself. The pain intensifies. I cover my mouth with my hands. My eyes are wider than they've ever been in my whole life. I took another look at my surroundings. Was this the home of the person that had taken me from Carter last night? His name brings forth another memory. Carter. No. I gasp as I get painful flashbacks of him roaring in pain. My feet touch the ground before my mind can catch up. Carter! I scream as I pull open the door. To my surprise, it wasn't even locked. However, before I can go anywhere, someone stands before me, blocking me from getting away. I look up to find a 6-foot man with dark brown eyes staring at me. Who are you? I demand. Why didn't he have me locked up somewhere? Why was I tucked away in some bed when I woke up? What kind of person was he? I'm not as bad as you think I am, he says without answering my question. It's almost as though he just read my mind. I took a step back even though he was trying to keep me calm. Not as bad as I think you are, I ask in surprise. You took me from my home against my will. This is called kidnapping. How are you not as bad as I think you are? I have my reasons for what I did, he tells me. Your husband and his family are dangerous. They're heartless monsters, and I did you a favor by taking you away from them. His words send a chill down my spine. Where is Carter? I demand. What did you do to him? He quirks a brow at me. What did I do to him? He asks me. What you saw in that room was not my doing. He did that to himself. My bottom lip trembles. I refuse to believe that he intentionally did that to himself. It was too painful for me to even watch last night. I paused to regain my composure. What are you talking about? His family locked him in that room to keep him away from you and every other woman in your town. He answers me. If he was free to roam as he pleased, you and every other woman close by would have been in danger. I'm not just saying this for you to trust me. I gain nothing by getting you to trust me. All I'm doing is trying to help you. He sounds a lot like Nicole. Another reason for me not to trust him. I had to find a way out of here. He takes a cup from the side of him and asks me, Would you like some tea? I hit the cup away from his hand. I don't want any tea. I want to go home. I want Carter. I want to see him, and I want to make sure that he's okay. He sighs. Relax. Something like a little shock wouldn't kill him. I'm sure he's already healed by now. You should worry about yourself. You shouldn't stress yourself out like this. You're pregnant. Your baby will feed from every emotion that you feel. I place my hand on my stomach protectively. You don't have to be scared of me, he says softly. I had a sister who was pregnant once. She never had a chance to have her baby. I will never hurt a pregnant woman. That's not me. Your husband and his family are the ones that you should be worried about. They're the real murderers. What the hell are you talking about? I demand. They will never hurt anyone. They've kept you in the dark, he says calmly. That's why you are so clueless. They love to keep their mistakes a secret. I'm sure you've always had questions about them, but no one gave you answers. Today, I plan on telling you everything. I remain quiet at his accusations. It was true that no one was willing to tell me the truth, but that didn't mean I would trust anything that came out of his mouth. You should take a seat for this, he tells me as he tries to take my hand. I flinch, and he gestures for me to join him by a table. I'm scared, but I still follow him. It doesn't look like I have an option. Besides, I didn't want him to touch me again. I'm sure you already know that Carter and his family cannot have mates, he tells me. But what you don't know is that it wasn't the only curse his family was given. That was just part of the curse. They've kept the worst part hidden from the public. I didn't know anything either until my sister got involved with one of them. It was only part of the curse? I asked suspiciously. What do you mean by that? What else was there? I feel sorry to tell you this because now that you're pregnant and Carter is the father, your baby will have the same curse, he says without answering my earlier question. Tell me, I insist, what else was there to the curse? Carter and his siblings, once they reach a certain age, crave socks, not the normal teenager kind of craving, he explains. They search for random women on a full moon. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if the woman consents to it or not. They still take her against her will and fuck her to their heart's content. Then the next day, they forget about it like it never happened while the woman is left completely broken and shattered. All of the blood drains from my face at his words. No, this couldn't be true. It couldn't. Carter wasn't like that. He was nothing like that. You're lying, I scream. Alaric. How is he doing? I ask the doctor. He looks at me with a concerned look on his face. Not good at all. It wasn't the news I was hoping for. Carter hasn't been doing well since he woke up and found out that Scarlett was missing. He still thinks he did something to her. He still believes he somehow hurt her, even though I knew that was bullshit. He loved her too much to ever hurt her, even in that state. His body is still in shock from losing Scarlett. He doesn't want to accept that someone took her. Plus, exhaustion from the electrocution last night is messing with his body's ability to heal as quickly as it should. He's going to be down for at least another day. When he finally came out of this shock, he would hate himself even more than this. I couldn't let that happen. I had to find a way to get Scarlett back, or at least have an idea who had taken her before Carter woke up. I thought last night would have been like every other full moon. It turned into one big mess instead. I had to start searching for answers. Who was in our home last night? How did they know where our camera system was set up? How were they able to turn everything off? I wanted to stay and look after Carter, but I knew he would want me to find Scarlett while he was down. I turn around to leave the room and see her. Not my wife, Nicole, but Scarlett's older sister, Clara. There was something about her that made me always want to protect her. I've never felt such protective instincts for anyone else in my life. At first, I thought it was a brotherly instinct. I thought that because Carter dated her, I considered her as a little sister. However, now that they weren't in a relationship, I couldn't explain why I wanted to protect her so badly. Seeing her cry over Scarlett was driving me insane. I didn't just want to help because of my brother. I wanted to help because of her as well. I knew I was walking on dangerous waters, waters that should never be crossed. However, I couldn't help it. I had to be there for her. She needed someone, and no one else was going to do it. There was just one problem. I didn't want to upset Nicole either. Thankfully, she'd just left for some important business. But the hard part was still left for me to do. I had to tell Clara about our family's curse. It would be the first time that she would hear about it. I knew she wouldn't be thrilled that we'd kept this from her and Scarlett for this long, but there was no running from it anymore. Are you ready to tell me what's all this about? She demands with tears in her eyes. It took all my self-control not to lean forward and wipe those tears away. You already know that my family cannot have mates, I say, and she nods. The curse also came with something else. I will just say what it is because there isn't an easier way to say this. On a full moon, our body loses all control. Well, we lose all control of our bodies. That's the better way to put it. We aren't aware of what we're doing on those nights. All memories are always lost when we wake up. We go hunting each full moon. I can't bring myself to say the rest. Hunting? She frowns. Do you hunt animals or something like that? I shook my head and swallowed hard. We hunt for women. Women? She gasps. Any random woman. Maybe the first one that we see, I'm not sure. But when we find her, we... You what? She demands. I couldn't tell her. It was hard for me. For some reason, the thought of Clara knowing my family's curse disturbed me. What is it, Alaric? She asks again. I need to know. Carter always disappeared on a full moon. Last night was a full moon, and he was chained to the ground in a basement that I never knew existed until now. I've been over so many times, and I never knew about its existence. I think it's only fair that you tell me the truth now. I deserve to know. My brother broke up with you because he was scared you would hate him when you discovered the truth about us. He felt like he was leading you on. He was protecting you from ever finding out about us. He did what he thought was the right thing for you, I explained. It's why he behaved like such an asshole after the breakup. He wanted you to hate him, and it worked. Clara looks torn at my words. I don't understand, she whispers. What could he have been keeping from me? What exactly happens on a full moon, Alaric? Tell me now. I need to know. I couldn't look at her when I told her the truth. Instead, I focused on the wall behind her. We lose control of our bodies, then we hunt women and force them to have sex with us. Maybe some are willing, but I can't say for sure. When we wake up in the morning, we can't remember anything from the night before. It's why our parents designed rooms like the ones in the basement for each of us. It's to keep us locked in there so we don't get out and harm anyone. I hear her gasp, but nothing else comes out of her mouth. It prompts me to look at her. I expected to see hatred in her eyes, like in Nicole's when she first found out. However, I was shocked when I saw compassion. She surprises me when she closes the distance between us and gently touches my cheek. It must have been tough for you, Alaric, for all of you. I can't imagine the pain you endured all this time. My lips parted slightly. How was she always so kind? You don't hate us? I ask in disbelief. You don't feel disgusted after what I told you? She frowns at me. The fact that on every full moon, all of you are forced to lock yourselves in a room to protect others from your family's curse tells me all that I need to know. You aren't the bad guys here, Alaric. None of you are. You're the good ones. No matter what you think of yourself, I know you're a good man. I felt some unknown emotion in my chest at her words. What the f*** was happening to me? Scarlett! Clara jumps and I turn around wide-eyed. It was Carter. He'd woken up again. I rush over to his side. Where is she? He roars. Where is Scarlett? What have they done to my baby? Clara joins me and takes a wet cloth to place it on top of his head. We will find my sister Carter, she whispers. I promise you, we will find her. Whoever took her from us will pay. I promise you that. Scarlett? This is my sister, Joshua, if that was even his correct name, says as he shows me a picture of her standing next to Apollo. I was surprised to see them together. Does this mean that Carter also knew this man? It meant that everything he'd said to me wasn't a complete lie. Apollo did know his sister, and they might have been close at one point. However, he could have just taken a photo with a random stranger. It was only one picture. If they were friends or knew each other longer, there would be more pictures, wouldn't there? A picture could mean anything. I snap. It doesn't confirm anything that you're saying to me. I refuse to believe that Apollo was the cause of his sister's death. I refuse to believe that Carter was some kind of monster like he claimed. I would not believe a word he said to me until Carter confirmed everything for me first. Apollo and my sister were once friends, he claims. He played with her feelings, making her think he loved her. Then one night, he lost control and went after her. She was never the same after that. I remember seeing her crying in a room, alone and confused. I don't believe any of that, I growled, folding my arms. Apollo is kind. He's nothing like you're describing him. I think there is some misunderstanding. He would never intentionally hurt your sister. His eyes flashed dangerously. Are you just incapable of thinking? After everything I told you, you're still willing to side with those monsters? My sister is dead. Dead because of that monster. He used her, got her pregnant, and then disposed of her. Something similar almost happened to you. If your parents hadn't intervened, you would have been pregnant, and your child wouldn't have a father. Carter would have done the same thing to you. My sister wasn't as strong-minded as you are. She couldn't take the pain. Eventually, she took her own life. However, I will forever blame Apollo and his family because they are the reason that she did that to herself. My sister is not alive because of those people, and I will make them pay. The hatred in his eyes was frightening. He was determined to ruin Carter and his family's lives. I couldn't let that happen. I wouldn't let it happen. But there was also a chance that he was telling the truth. I wouldn't completely dismiss everything that he said. Was that Carter's dark secret? He was convinced and even told me in the past that he was a monster. I couldn't get the things I saw in that basement out of my head. He was in a room, locked up, away from everyone. I saw it all with my own eyes. He wouldn't be like that unless there was a valid reason. Would this change my love for him? Would any of this change the way that I feel? I instantly knew the answer to my question. No. I would love him no matter what his family's curse was. I knew Carter. He wouldn't ever intentionally hurt anyone. In the past, I misunderstood him. In the past, I thought he was a complete asshole. However, everything was now starting to make sense. He broke up with Clara to protect her from himself. He felt like she deserved better. He was afraid of hurting her, and me. He wanted to protect me also. That's why he tried pushing me away. However, I got pregnant, and instead of leaving me to do everything alone, he married me. He wasn't happy with the marriage because he was scared of what would happen when I finally discovered the truth about him and his family. Even Nicole's relationship with Alaric made sense now. This is why she said all those things about him. It's why everyone always tried to keep her away from me, especially Carter. He never wanted her to tell me the truth. Was he ever planning on telling me? I didn't want to blame him for keeping the truth from me. If I were in his position, I might have reacted the same way. The more I understood Carter, the more I loved him. He must have struggled for a long time. Is this why he never remembered the first night he slept with me? It happened to be a full moon. I was waiting outside his house for him, and he found me. I remember seeing bruises all over his body. Did he break out of the chains to get to me? According to Joshua, they searched for random women on a full moon. However, Carter searched for me on the last 2 full moons. Why? Why did he choose me out of everyone else? I couldn't believe he did so many things to himself to stop himself from coming after me on a full moon. My heart swelled with love for him. I knew this wasn't the reaction Joshua was expecting from me. Maybe he thought I would have been just as disgusted as Nicole was with their curse. I always knew that I was nothing like Nicole. I'm sorry about what happened to your sister, I tell him. I truly am. However, what does Carter have to do with any of this? You're trying to hurt him, but he had nothing to do with your sister. Why don't you just let me go? Carter isn't the monster you think that he is. The fact that they all lock themselves in rooms on a full moon proves that even they are not happy with the curse. They're trying to do something about it. They're not monsters. Joshua grabs a knife from the table next to him and, without warning, presses it against my throat. Another word from you, and I will kill that monster in your stomach, he growls. Someone with a curse like that shouldn't be allowed to be born into this world. Alaric. I'm here for you if you need me, Nicole says. She was trying to make things better between us, trying to make our marriage work. At times I wasn't sure if she loved me. When we first married, she was this bright light in my life. Now I'm not sure what she is. All I know is that I don't want to lose her. I plan to spend the rest of my life with her. I don't want anything to change that. Not now, not ever. Thank you, I whisper as I hug her. I need to find out who messed with our cameras. We need to find Scarlett before Carter wakes up. I don't want to let my brother down. Why are you always burdening yourself with the problems of everyone else? She asks me. Carter will find Scarlett when he wakes up. Why is that your problem? I stiffen at her question. Carter needs me. Of course it's my problem. I must protect my family. You are part of my family. If anything happened to you, I know my family would help. She rolls her eyes. Your family despises me. If anything happened to me, they would celebrate. Why can't you try to get along with them? I ask her. I need you, Nicole. I need your support. It's hard for me to see my brother suffer like this. I knew from the start that electrocuting him was not a good idea. I should have listened to myself. All of this is my fault. He's in this position because of me. She sighs. Okay, if you need me, I'll support you. However, you should rest for at least a day before you start searching for Scarlett. I shook my head. I can't rest. I need to find her. I pick myself up from the bed. Where are you going? She asks. I need to check on Carter, I answer her. She frowns. Isn't that girl inside there taking care of him? Why do you need to be there? You mean Clara? I ask her. Her eyes narrow. You know exactly who I'm speaking about. I don't want you near her. I exhale loudly. Nicole, how many times do I need to remind you that Clara is my brother's ex-girlfriend? I would never be interested in someone that dated any of my brothers. She's a kind girl, and I like her personality, that's all. And she's much younger than me. There is nothing for you to be upset about. Fine, she snaps. I'm not staying over tonight. Why not? I ask. I just said that I need you with me. I have things I need to do, she tells me. I'll be back first thing in the morning. She walks over and gives me a long kiss before leaving the room. After I watch her leave, I rush back into Carter's room. Clara was right where I left her earlier. She hasn't left his side the entire time. Did she still love him? I try not to think about that question too much as I approach her. Are there any signs of him waking up? I ask her. She shook her head. He's in a deep sleep. The doctor said that he probably isn't going to wake up again for the night. I think that's for the best, I confess. If he were awake, he would be killing himself to find her. He would also blame himself for everything. Clara nods. Did you find anything to help us find my sister? I shook my head. Nothing so far. We're trying to find enemies that she may have had. Are you sure that there is no one that she knew that would do something like this? She shook her head. I can't think of anyone. However, we all know how popular Carter was with the women at our academy. But still, I don't think any of them would go this far to get her away from him. We've questioned all of our guards, but no one saw anything, I inform her. One of our guards was found dead. He guarded our secret entrance. Whoever came in knew a lot about the inside of our home. They knew about the basement and the secret entrance. They could get in easily and get out without being spotted. I don't know how they knew how to mess with our cameras either. It sounds like someone close to all of you was responsible, she suggests. It has to be someone who knows your secret, someone capable of doing something like this. It was true, but who in our family would betray us like this? Who would do something like that? Did you invite someone over? Aries asks as he walks into the room. Clara and I look at each other. What are you talking about? I ask him. It looks like we have company, he tells me. I follow him outside with Clara right behind us. I don't stop walking until I see our uninvited guests. Pause in surprise. The fawns. What were they doing here? Clara, Autumn Fawn cries as she runs into her arms. You didn't have to come here, Clara tells her as she returns her hug. Of course we had to, Clarissa says as she joins in. The second I heard what had happened from you, I told Atticus that I had to see you, Autumn tells her. This means so much to me, Clara cries. Scarlett would be so happy for your support. We're going to find her, Autumn promises her. Our family will help in every possible way to get her back. No one messes with my friends and gets away with it. I was surprised that they were willing to help. The Fawns and Carter didn't get along very well, especially not after what had happened in the past. They must really care about Clara and Scarlett to be here right now. I didn't mind. The more help we got, the better for all of us. Scarlett! I haven't said a single word since Joshua threatened to harm my baby. My mind was racing for hours on how to get away from him. Since he didn't have me locked up in a room, it should be easier for me to fight back. There wasn't anyone else here, as far as I knew. I didn't see guards or anyone that could stop me from leaving. All I had to do was distract him long enough for me to escape. But what could I use as a distraction? There was the option of attacking him as well, but I was fearful that I would harm my baby in the process. The second he threatened to hurt my precious baby, Carter's baby, I wanted to kill him right there and then. However, I had to reason. I had to buy myself enough time. I knew that my entire family must be searching for me, including Carter. I looked around for a phone. If I could send them a message, it would be enough for them to find me. What are you looking for? Joshua asks me. I fold my arms angrily and refuse to answer him. If it's for a way to escape from here, you can save yourself the trouble, he growls. There is no way that you can escape. My eyes will be on you constantly. There are also guards right outside of my house. They will stop you if you somehow get out of here. So there were guards. Damn it. I wasn't looking for a way to escape. I lie. I was looking for more pictures of your sister. He pauses to look at me. My sister? I nod. I don't believe your story. Not even a little. If you love your sister as much as you claim, shouldn't there be more pictures of her throughout your home? There should be more proof that she even existed, to begin with. He narrows his eyes. I have pictures of her, plenty. I don't need to hang them all over the house. Her memories are imprinted in my brain. I don't need pictures to remember or prove I loved her. There was a phone a few feet away from me. If I could get him to leave the room for a minute, I could message Carter. Then prove it, I say. Show me more of those pictures. Let me see for myself how much you loved her. I didn't want to use his weakness against him, but his revenge blinded him to see what was right and what was wrong. I had no choice but to do this. My heart sped up when he got up and stormed out of the room. I didn't wait a second as I rushed towards the phone. The second I got to it, relief washed through me when I realized that it wasn't locked. I quickly typed a message to let Carter know that a man named Joshua had kidnapped me because he blamed Apollo for his sister's death. What the fuck are you doing? My eyes widen when I see Joshua a few feet away from me with a deadly glare on his face. He takes a step in my direction the instant that I press send on the phone. I prepare myself to attack when a glass shatters somewhere in the house. What the fuck? Joshua growls. Were they already here? Did Carter find me? They couldn't have possibly gotten here this quickly. However, maybe they already knew that Joshua had taken me. The door flew open suddenly, and before Joshua could react, a vampire rushed forward and sank his teeth into his neck. My eyes widen when another one grabs him by his neck and pulls his head out from his body. I'm in too much shock even to scream. I'm not sure what was happening. Who were these men? Why did they just kill him in front of me without any mercy? It doesn't take me long to realize that they weren't just vampires. I could tell. They were wolves also. Hybrids. These men were hybrids. What the hell was happening? Another one walks inside. How many of them were there? The last one to walk in looks around the room until his eyes fall on me. She's the only girl inside, brother, and she's pregnant. Are you sure that she is your mate because it looks like someone has already knocked her up? My eyes widen at his question. Which one was his brother? I look back at the other men who just killed Joshua, and my heartbeat doubles when I realize that he wasn't lying. My gaze stops at a silver-eyed hybrid. No, this couldn't be. I didn't want it to be true. Please don't let him be my mate. I only had love for Carter in my heart. I didn't want a mate. Please no. Mate. He growls low and dangerously. Carter. I groan and cover my face with my hands. My heart hurt more than my body did. Why was it in so much pain? There was something that I should remember, but what was it? Scarlett. My eyes widened and I jolted awake. I picked myself off the bed as the reminder of everything hit me harder than anything ever did in the past. My wife, my baby, they were both missing. No, I grab my phone off the counter and storm out of my room. I wince when I feel dizziness and pain hit me all at once. I ignore it and race down the stairs. I searched the entire house until I found my family members in the family room with the last people I expected to see them with. The Fawns. They were all here. What the f***? What were they doing here? We didn't get along, not even in the slightest. However, I knew Scarlett and Clara were friends with their wives. I look at Alaric, waiting for an explanation or an update. Anything at all. Scarlett, I whisper, why is everyone just sitting here? Where is my wife? Do we know who took her yet? Alaric looks ashamed and he can barely look me in the eyes. I knew the answer even before anyone could say anything. They didn't have any news on her. She was still missing. They were both still missing. How long have I been asleep for? What the f*** was wrong with me? How could I rest while my wife was in danger? What kind of a man was I? I felt sick to my stomach. I've never been more disappointed in myself than I am now. We've been doing the best we can, son. My father informs me. But so far, we don't know who took her. We've been trying. Someone messed with the cameras and the kidnapper left no hints behind. We don't know why anyone would want to hurt Scarlett. We're trying to figure it out, but we keep coming up to a dead end. I'm sorry. Alaric apologizes to me. I should have found her for you by now. No. No. Tell me this was just a nightmare. I don't want this to be real. My hands tighten around my phone. I turn to leave when Alaric places a hand on my shoulder. Where are you going? To find my wife, I growl. I'm going to find out who did this and make him pay. You can't just roam around town looking for her, Carter. You'll never find her that way. We must act logically and can't do this without you here. He tried to speak calmly, but his tone was still rough. I closed my eyes and opened my phone, hoping that someone would have seen something that could help us. My eyes zero in on a message from an unknown sender. The second I read it, everything inside of me goes entirely still. I freeze, unable to move for a few seconds. Someone named Joshua kidnapped me. He blames Apollo for his sister's death. I love you, Carter. My heart squeezes at those last 4 words. What's wrong? Ares asks. Did you see something? Apollo, I growl. Joshua, he's the one behind this. Everyone stiffens at the mention of his name. Joshua, my mother gasps. You can't mean. I point the phone at them. We don't have time. We know who we are looking for now. I knew that there were many questions, but I didn't have any time. It could be a trap, but I was willing to take the risk for Scarlett. I know where he lives, Apollo shouts. You can follow me. He jumps into his truck, and I jump into mine. Alaric and Clara got in right behind me. The second that we hit the road, I could feel the adrenaline kick in. I mashed the accelerator as far as the pedal could go. I'm coming, Scarlett. I'm coming. Where are you taking me? I demand as my mate shoves me into his Jeep. He doesn't answer me. He hasn't said anything since he called me his mate earlier. Should we be taking her home, Wilder? One of the hybrids asks. Wilder? Was that his name? Wilder doesn't answer him either. He doesn't want to talk Dash. The only one with red hair says, Please, I whisper. I have a husband. I want to get back to him. His name is Carter Prince. I know he must be searching everywhere for me. Please return me to him. I want to go home. Wilder's hands tighten on the steering wheel at my words, and my heart aches. It was the mate bond. When he felt pain, I could feel it also. I dug my nails into my legs. I didn't want to feel any pain for him. I didn't love him. I only loved Carter. How can you say that? The red-hair hybrid asks me. He's your mate. How dare you mention another man's name in front of him? Shut your mouth, Fox, Wilder growls. I jump at his cold tone. Great, now you scared her, Dash sighs. If you want her to accept you, I wouldn't use that tone around her. Wilder glances at me, and I quickly look away. I didn't care who he was. I didn't care that he was my mate. Still, whenever I felt his pain, I felt like I was betraying Carter. Jagger is unusually quiet, Fox points out. Don't you have anything to say? I told you to leave her there, Jagger growls. She's already taken. He's the only one that seemed to agree with me. Everyone else wanted to force me to accept Wilder. It was something I knew would never happen. She's mine, Wilder growls. No one is taking her from me. She's not taken. I haven't claimed her yet, but soon I will. Carter. The second Joshua's house came into view, I felt chills down my spine. My hands tighten on the steering wheel as I examine the area. I stiffen when something catches my attention. It's the last thing I expected to see. Something happened here. Alaric growls when he sees the dead guards in front of the building at the same time that I do. I rush out of the truck before he can say anything else. I race into the house while everyone else shouts my name. I didn't care about anything else but getting Scarlett back. Even if men were waiting to charge at me inside the house, it wouldn't matter to me as long as I got my wife back. The door was already opened, and there were shattered windows to the front. It seemed like there was an ambush here. My panic doubles at the thought of Scarlett being in the middle of everything. Scarlett! I roar as I break into a room. There was no sign of her. Scarlett! I repeat as I move into another room. My calls for her intensified, desperate with each room I entered and didn't see her. I kept shouting her name over and over again. Please let me find her. Please. Carter, I hear Alaric's call. You should see this. I followed the sound of his voice and didn't stop until I found him. I pause when I see a dead body in front of him. It's on fire, Alaric hissed. Someone was not too long here. It's no doubt Joshua. Apollo says as he joins us. Someone killed him. Do you think Scarlett did all of this on her own? Alaric asks me. I don't answer him as I look around the room for more clues. There are cameras here, I say with a hopeful voice. It could confirm whether or not Scarlett was here. Though I didn't need the confirmation. Her scent was strong. She was most definitely here recently. I found the cameras, Ares announces. Follow me. We all let him lead us to the camera room. They fast-forwarded the recording until we saw the men entering the house. How much of them are there? Alaric asks. It looks like 4 of them, I say as I try to get a clearer look at their faces. I watch as they break down the door and rush in. They're vampires, Alaric says as he watches them move from room to room. It was hard to look at it. My fear and panic only intensified while I scrutinized the recording. Stop, I shout when I spot Scarlett. My heart squeezes tightly in my chest at the sight of her. I wanted to reach into the screen and pull her into my arms. I was too late. I was too late again. She has the phone in her hand. This must have been when she sent me the message. I say as my hand tightened around my phone. They are the ones responsible for his death. They killed him brutally. Atticus says before his eyes widen slightly. Wait, zoom up on that one's face. Do you know him? I ask him. I was desperate to get an answer. His eyes got even wider, and it petrified me. It can't be, he whispers. Who is it? I demand. The longer he took to explain, the faster the panic rose inside of me. It looks like Wilder Cage, he answers me. Zoom up on the others. Ares does as he says and focuses on the others. I could see each of their faces clearly now. You're right, Griffin says as he walks closer. That's the Cage brothers. But why are they there? Dante asks. What business did they have with Joshua, and why would they take Scarlett with them? Maybe someone hired a hit on him, Damon asks. I'm not sure why they took Scarlett. I don't see any reason for them to take her. I looked at Alaric. He was just as confused as I was. The Cage brothers? Why was that name ringing a bell in my head? I felt I should know who that was, but my memory failed me. Who are they? Ares asks. I feel like I should know, judging by everyone's reaction. Atticus looked at his brother Damon, and it seemed they were unsure if telling us was the right thing to do. They're a big part of the underworld. Atticus finally says, that last word makes my blood run cold. Underworld. The underworld, I ask for confirmation. That couldn't be right. Why the f*** would anyone from the underworld take my wife? I play the recording of them forcing her out of the house over and over again, memorizing each of their faces. He nods. They're involved with a lot of criminal activities. They kill for the money. Someone orders a hit on a person, and they do the job for them. They're good at their jobs. They do most of the dirty work for some of the rich families that refuse to get their own hands dirty. I don't understand, I growl. Why would they take Scarlett with them? She's innocent, an angel. She has nothing to do with the underworld. Why the f*** would they take her? I can't say, Atticus sighs, but she's with them now. And they aren't just vampires. They're hybrids, half vampire, half wolf. They're dangerous. Where can I find them? I demand. No one knows exactly where they live, Atticus confesses. It's not going to be easy to find them, and I wouldn't advise you to go alone. Even your family and mine wouldn't be enough to get Scarlett back from them. We're going to need much more help than that. I didn't care what needed to be done. I would do whatever I could to get Scarlett and my baby back in my life. I missed her like crazy, and I was terrified of anything happening to her. I had to get her back. I had to. If something happened to them, I would never forgive myself. This was all my fault. My fault. Scarlett. Are you going to lock me up in a room? I ask Wilder as he takes me out of the vehicle. It depends, he answers me. Will you try and escape from me? I bit my lip to stop myself from saying the truth. Your silence tells me all that I need to know. He sighs. What is your name? I stare at him. You don't even know my name? He shook his head. My brothers and I were hunting when I picked up on your scent. I immediately knew that my mate was inside that house. I planned to get you out of there even before I realized that you were being held against your will. It's Scarlett. Scarlett Prince. I answer him. He looks at me. Prince? You were telling the truth when you said you were married. Yes, I snap. And my husband will be looking for me. I'm pregnant with his baby also. What could you possibly want from me? I don't care about any of that, he growls. You are my mate, and that's all that matters. I expect you to divorce him. The second you give birth, you can return the baby to his father. If you want to keep him, he will be given my last name. He will not be a prince. The choice is yours. My eyes widen in horror. Just how insane was this man? What is your full name? I demand. If I knew it, I could reject him now and end this torture. His eyes flash dangerously. If you're thinking of rejecting me, think again. I will not allow it, Scarlett. No one can take you away from me, not even you. I love Carter. I snap. I love him. I love him more than I've ever loved another person. There is no chance that you can ever take his place. So please, just end this torture for the both of us. I've been searching for you for years, he informs me. I thought I would never find you, but now here you are. I can't help these feelings inside of me, Scarlett. You may be in love with another man, but my heart still belongs to you. Even if you don't want it, I am not letting you go. I will fight to keep you in my life. My heart hurts, but this time because I'm scared of what he will do if Carter comes for me. I was scared that he would hurt him. I didn't want any harm to come to my husband, and I knew that Carter would come for me. I had complete faith in him. I knew it wouldn't be long before he found me. I had to be prepared to protect him from Wilder and his family. I had to do everything in my power to keep the people that I loved safe. He takes my hand, and I flinch. I didn't want him to touch me. The moment we step inside, we're greeted by 3 young women. It's possible that these were their sisters, or maybe even other women they kidnapped and held against their will. Who is this? One of the girls asks as she looks at me with curiosity. She's my mate, Esmeralda. He answers her. Her eyes widen in shock. Your mate? You found her? She doesn't look happy with this news. I wasn't happy about it either. He nods. We need to find her a room. She looks like you brought her here against her will, brother. Another one of the girls says as she studies me. That's because he did force her to come here, Elena, Dash confirms. But she's pregnant, the last one whispers. Elsa. Elena scolds her. What if she's not pregnant? I am pregnant, I confirmed. I have a husband. I love him. I don't want to be here. Your brother brought me here against my will. Please convince him to let me go. I can never love him. This is not the life that I want. I was hoping that the women would be more understanding than their brothers. Esmeralda looks at Wilder and slowly walks up to him. His hand lets go of mine as she stops a few inches from us. Why are you doing this? She whispers. She doesn't want to be here. Why are you forcing her against her will? Because she's my mate, he growls. I don't care what anyone has to say to me. I've made up my mind to keep her. Brother, Elena gasps, you can't do this to a woman. Our family is known for many things, but this is something that we've never done. You can't just kidnap a woman and force her to be your mate if she doesn't want to. That's just wrong, and you know it. Esmeralda looks hurt as she walks away from him in disbelief. He's lost his mind, Jagger growls as he walks inside the house. It wasn't just a house, it was a mansion. Whatever it was that they did, they made plenty of money. They were rich. That didn't make me feel any better. I think everyone is being a little too harsh on him. Fox growls. He's our brother. He doesn't deserve all the hate. He found his mate. He's allowed to act a little crazy. Fox seemed to be very protective of Wilder. I've noticed that since the start. No one is giving him hate, Elsa whispers. But what he's done is wrong. We can't praise such bad behavior. We need to correct him. The poor girl is scared for her life, and she's in love with someone else. She's even pregnant with this man's baby. It is wrong to keep them apart. Do you know what it means to have a mate sister? Wilder growls. Do you know how difficult it is to learn that she wants nothing to do with you and is in love with another man? Elsa bit her lip and looked away from his glare. I don't want to discuss this anymore, he shouts. She stays. Guard her well and make sure that she doesn't try to escape. If anyone comes for her, I intend to fight for her. If you have a problem with that, you don't have to help me. I can do it on my own. Everyone looked upset by his words, but I knew that they would have his back in the end. I was on my own until my family showed up, until Carter showed up. Until then, I would try my best to get out of here, to get away from Wilder. Carter. You don't look so good, Alaric tells me as he walks closer. I failed her, I whisper. I should have told her the truth since the beginning. Instead, I was a coward. I hid the truth from her, and now I'm paying the price. Even if you'd told her the truth, It wouldn't change this outcome, Carter, he claims. Joshua was out for our family a while now. He would have taken Scarlett one way or the other to get to our family. There's nothing you could have done to stop this from happening. How is Apollo? I ask him. My brother was still haunted after the death of Lily, Joshua's younger sister. He blamed himself for her death just as much as Joshua did. However, we all knew that he wasn't at fault. Lily learned of Apollo's secret and used it against him. She was always obsessed with him, but he was never interested in her. They were friends at one point, but they weren't the closest of friends. Lily always followed him around. Then, one night, she showed up at our door with bruises all over her body. She claimed that Apollo had lost control and slept with her. We knew right away that it was a complete lie. Apollo was still locked in the basement when we checked that same morning. There was no way that he'd escaped. Lily hadn't known about the basement. She knew a bit about the curse, but that was it. Apollo was unhappy about her lies and asked her to stay away from him. Then we found out that she was pregnant. She still maintained the story that he was responsible for her being pregnant. He told her that he would not be the child's father because he never slept with her. We never got to find out who the real father was. Then one day, we learned that she'd killed herself. Apollo was depressed and blamed himself for months. He never fully recovered from her death. He's hanging in there. He answers me. I think he's trying to be strong for you. He knows that you need all of us right now. I'm sure he already blames himself for this as well, since Joshua was responsible for this madness. I clench my jaw. Joshua should have protected his sister from the man who got her pregnant instead of coming after our family. At least he's dead now. Alaric growls. I would have felt sorry for him if he hadn't kidnapped Scarlett. He let his revenge take over his actions. Now he's gone, and he never found out the truth. Lily shouldn't have lied to begin with. It's true. She should have told everyone the truth. Alaric places a hand on my shoulder. I almost forgot what I came here to tell you. What is that? I ask anxiously. Is it something to do with Scarlett? Have you found out anything more about the Cage brothers? No, but Atticus managed to contact some people who might be able to help us. He informs me, follow me. I do as he says. I was willing to meet anyone who could help me. I'd spent the last few hours driving in circles, asking everyone I knew and even strangers for help. I was hoping that someone would have the information that I needed to get Scarlett back. However, the second they heard the name Wilder Cage, they all went into a panic. No one wanted to help because of who those people were. It was expected. No one liked to mess with people from the underworld. Even though Atticus and I didn't start on the best terms, I was still grateful for all of his help today. I had to thank his wife for forcing him to help me. I knew she must have been the one to convince him to come here. I paused for a second after turning the corner. I knew who the special guests were almost immediately. Hunter, Austin, James, Kane. They were the first that I saw. There were even more of them behind them, including their wives. How did Atticus manage to get all of them here so quickly? What did he say to them to convince them to help my family? Carter Prince. Austin greets me as he shakes my hand. Atticus informed us of your recent troubles. We are here to offer a helping hand if you accept it. I'm happy for any help I can get, I assure him. I'll do anything to get Scarlett back. Name your price. Austin quirks a brow at me. My price? Hunter chuckles, and so do the rest of them. We don't want anything in return, he assured me. Our family is quite indebted to the Fawns. They've helped us a lot. Once they ask us for a favor, we're always willing to help. What do you know of the Cage family? I ask him. Is it possible to find out where they currently live? Hunter scratches his jaw lightly. Finding out where they live may be slightly difficult, since no one would be willing to give out that information about them. Everyone would fear for their lives. The Cage brothers have a reputation that makes everyone terrified of them. However, there might be a few of our friends that would be willing to help out a little. If you need to offer them money, I say, I'm willing to pay any price to get my Scarlett back. While we're sure we can find their location, Austin adds, that wouldn't be the hardest part at all. The most difficult part is getting into their home through all the security, and then finding Scarlett in there. Of course, getting out with everyone alive is also another challenge. Arthur Blackner nods. Getting out will no doubt be difficult. We need to plan all of this the right way. We can't barge into there with no plan. We want everyone to be alive by the end of this. It sounded like a challenge, but I didn't care about any of that. Once they found out where these people lived, I would find a way to get in. I didn't care about my life. Scarlett's life and our baby's life mattered the most to me. "Scarlett, can I sleep in your room?" I asked Elsa. I didn't want Wilder or any of his brothers to offer their rooms to me. She nods. "You can have your own room if you'd like." She informs me, "I know that my brother hasn't exactly left a good impression on you, but he will not force you to sleep in the same room with him. I am at least sure about that." I didn't believe her. If he could kidnap me and force me to stay in his home, he was capable of doing anything. "I still prefer to sleep in your room," I tell her. "Okay," she whispers. "Come on in." I do as she says and take a look around the room. I was searching for a phone. If I could contact Carter again, it would make it easier for him to find me. However, I was scared to inform him of where I was. I was terrified that something would happen to him. I didn't think that I should tell him of anything until I knew for sure that we could both get safely out of this place. But I missed him. I missed him so much, and I felt sick to my stomach knowing I had found my mate. In my heart, Carter was my only mate. There wasn't anyone else but him for me. "I'm sorry about my brother. I hate what he is doing to you." She apologizes as she hands me a blanket. "I know you must be extremely exhausted. I know this isn't your fault. You don't need to apologize for his behavior," I assure her. She smiles. "You're not the only one being forced into something you don't want to do." "What do you mean by that?" I ask her. "My family wants me to marry someone I don't want to spend the rest of my life with." She informs me, "They aren't listening to me. They're only concerned about their reputation." I sigh. "I'm so sorry you have to go through that." "No, I'm sorry that you are going through this," she whispers. "Can you please do something for me?" I ask of her. I was desperate to see Carter, even if it was on the phone. "What is it?" she asks hesitantly. "I haven't seen my husband in some time. I miss him so much. He's very popular back home. There are videos of him everywhere. I know that I can't use a phone, but I want to have one look at him. I would forever be thankful if you could do this for me." Her eyes soften at my request. "Okay," she whispers. "You said that his name is Carter Prince?" I nod. She types his name on her phone, and multiple videos pop up. My eyes are filled with tears the second that I see him. Elsa had no idea just how much this meant to me. Seeing Carter even on video made my heart swell with so many emotions. "You're truly in love with him," she whispers. "I can see the pain in your eyes. I'm surprised someone with a mate can love another man so strongly." I wipe my tears, unable to stop them now. My love for Carter couldn't be compared with anything else. My love for him would never waver. Never, Carter. "I know she isn't my mate," I whisper to Aries. "I know I can't have mates, but my heart still hurts so damn much. I feel her connection. I feel everything for her just as strongly as if she were my mate." He touches my shoulder. "She may not be your mate, but your love for her is pure and natural. No one will ever love her as much as you do. I know that you will find her brother. There are so many people helping us. It wouldn't be long before you find her." I hoped that he was right. I felt like I would go insane soon if I didn't find her. "We have some news," Alaric says as he barges into the house. "What did you find out?" I demand as the phone drops from my hand. I was staring at pictures of Scarlett for the last hour, hoping that it would give me the strength that I needed to keep on fighting. "We were able to restore the audio on the camera footage," he informs me. "You won't want to hear what I'm about to say to you." I could feel the tension in my body intensify at his words. The fact that he knew it wasn't something I wanted to hear worried me. I already had to deal with so much. I didn't want any more bad news. However, there could only be bad news as long as Scarlett was missing. "Tell me," I plead with him. "What is it that you found out from the footage?" "I now know why they took Scarlett with them," he tells me. My back stiffens, and I narrow my eyes. "Tell me what it is, Alaric. Do not hold back. I need to know why they took my pregnant wife." He runs a hand through his hair, and he looks like he's about to lose his mind, too. Was he that afraid to tell me? Just how bad was it? They took her because she's Wilder's mate. He yells out. Her mate found her, Carter, and he's a bloody cage. Everything around me begins to spin at his words, and my vision turns red. My worst nightmare. I never wanted Scarlett to meet her mate, not in this life. What did this mean? Did she willingly go with them? Is she happy that she found her mate? Does she have feelings for him? There were so many questions in my mind, and all of them made my heart hurt. I was in pain. Why was this happening to me? Was this part of our curse? Could none of us ever indeed be happy with the woman that we were in love with? Carter, Alaric says my name in a panic, but I can barely hear him. My heart hurts too much. Please, Scarlett, please don't love anyone else but me. Please don't break my heart in two. Please only be mine. Please. Carter! I'm going for a run, I tell Alaric. I couldn't rest peacefully knowing that Scarlett was with her mate. It's been on my mind since my brother broke the news to me. It was hard for me to stomach. I didn't want to believe that it was true. I know my heart wouldn't be able to take it if she fell in love with someone else. I'd rather die than watch Scarlett love another man. She's everything to me, and I couldn't lose her. I promised her that if she ever found her mate, I would fight till my death for her, and I intended to keep that promise. She was my woman. No one else could take her from me. Please don't do anything stupid, Alaric pleads with me. I would hate for something to happen to you out there. Scarlett needs you alive. I need the fresh air, Alaric, I explain. I won't be gone for long. If anything changes, let me know immediately. He nods. Don't go too far. I don't wait for him to say anything else as I race out of the house and shift into my wolf. Within seconds, I'm running through the forest with no destination in sight. I was hoping to pick up on Scarlett's scent. I was hoping for a bloody miracle at this point. The more time she spent with her mate, the faster she would fall in love with him. I felt like I was helpless. I couldn't do anything until I knew where she was located. I'd done some digging up on the Cage family, and they were just as dangerous as I was told, maybe even a little more. I wouldn't want Scarlett living amongst people like that, even if one of them were her mate. She wouldn't be safe there. She wouldn't be treated like the princess she was. My wolf pauses as memories of her flash before our minds. I missed her like crazy. How did my life turn into this mess? It was already horrible because of the curse, but I didn't think it could worsen until now. Everything felt like torture now that Scarlett was no longer by my side. My wolf lifts his head back and howls in pain. I'd never heard his cry like this before. It was new. It almost sounded like a wolf who'd just lost his mate. I was struggling without her presence, and he must have felt it also. He was in pain, just like I was. Scarlett. It was my second day with the Cage family. I hadn't slept last night. My mind was racing with so many thoughts. Did you sleep well? Elsa asks me as she hands me a dress. You can take a shower and change into this. You'll feel much more comfortable. I take the dress from her hand as I say, I couldn't sleep. It will get easier, I promise. She tells me. After getting dressed, Elsa guided me into one of the rooms where the rest of her siblings were seated. They were probably about to have breakfast. I didn't think I could eat again until I returned to Carter. After I get seated, multiple maids walk over and offer everyone food. I refuse each time they pass by me. I think some people have been trying to get information on us. I hear Dash say to Wilder suddenly. My heart skips a beat at his words. Was it Carter? There was a high possibility that it was him. Why do you think that? Wilder asks him. Did you hear something? He nods. I've gotten multiple reports. A few men approached me this morning and said that someone approached them and was asking questions about our location. Wilder stiffens. Did they describe the person? He shook his head. I can't say for sure. There are mixed descriptions. I think it's safe to say that it isn't just one person looking for us. It's multiple people. Wilder sighs. As long as they don't come close to our home and family, I wouldn't worry much about it. Dash looks at me. Do you think it's her family looking for her? Possibly her husband? Wilder's hands tightened into fists. He can look for her all he wants. He's never getting her back. My eyes narrow as I glare at him. He could try to keep me here, but as long as Carter was alive, I would fight to escape him. I want more information on Carter Prince, Wilder says suddenly. Find out everything you can about him, and when you do, I want to see every detail about him. I want to know exactly what his weaknesses are. No, I shout. Leave Carter out of this. He has nothing to do with any of you. Wilder looks agitated. He should have thought about that before he started snooping around my family. He wouldn't need to do it if you'd just let me go. I snap at him. Let me go, damn it! I do not want to be here. Let's all calm down, Elena says as she rushes to my side. We're not even sure that her husband has been snooping around. Let's not jump to any conclusions just yet. Who else could it be? Dash asks. This only happened after we took her from Joshua's residence. It has to be Carter, or at least her family. I bit down on my lip hard. I could feel my fingers begin to shake uncontrollably. I was losing my mind. I was terrified that these people would do something horrible to Carter. If you lay a single finger on him, if you hurt any part of his body, I say low and dangerously, I would never forgive you. I would never forgive you for hurting him. Wilder looks away from my glare. He slams his fist against the table before him and storms out of the room. I meant every single one of those words. I fell back against the chair with tears in my eyes. They were going after him, and I wouldn't be able to stop it. I couldn't let it happen. I couldn't. Carter. The second I walked back into the house, I knew they'd gotten some new information on Scarlett's whereabouts. What did you find out? I ask, waiting impatiently for a response. Clara walks in at the same time as I do, and her eyes look like she's been crying for hours. I knew how hard all of this was on her. Even Scarlett's best friend, Jenna, was also there. Her entire family was present. Everyone was waiting for some good news. We would stop at nothing to get her back safely. Did something happen? Clara demands. Did you find out where they're keeping my sister? Not exactly, Atticus answers her, but we are getting closer. We're trying our best to track her, Autumn says. By now, those people that you asked about Wilder's abode must have told him that you were looking for him, Hunter informs me. It means that they would be increasing security by tonight. That means it would be even harder to get inside their home. I already knew that it would be difficult. I didn't care. I'm grateful for everyone's help. I thank them. But if you're worried about your families, I don't want to endanger any of you. Once you find out where they're keeping her, you can all go home. My family and I can handle this. We're not going anywhere, Clarissa says. We are here to help. We're not leaving until we find Scarlett back, so you'll have to deal with us a little longer. You're pretty much stuck with us. Damon's lips curl into a smile. Clarissa is right, Dante says. We know what it's like when someone close to the family goes missing. It isn't easy to deal with. That's why we understand how important it is for us to help. I never thought the Fawns would be this open to help my family. It was not something that I would ever forget. I will always be grateful to everyone here today. Thank you all so very much, Clara cries. I just want Scarlett back in front of me again. Jenna hugs Clara tightly as the two of them burst into tears. I felt their pain. We got it, Arthur shouts as he barges into the room. We know where they are currently staying. My heart jumps in my chest at his words. Are you sure? Alaric asks him. We don't want to barge into the wrong person's home. He nods. I'm positive that this is the correct address. Now we need a plan to get Scarlett out of there without pissing off the entire underworld. Tell me where she is, I demand. We have to go there now. Carter, Alaric stops me. We can't do that. You can't go there yet. We must plan this properly, or you're going to put your life in danger. That's the last thing any of us want, and I know for a damn fact that it's the last thing Scarlett would want. He's right, Apollo adds. Scarlett's life is already in danger. If you barge into their home, everything will get much worse. Am I just supposed to stand back and do nothing? I growl. I've been losing my mind at an alarming rate since Scarlett went missing. I need to find her. I need to see her. Austin looks at Hunter, and they give a silent exchange. I wasn't sure what they were thinking, but somebody needed to start talking soon. Their home is close to the Black Council's home, Austin finally says. You can find it easily if you follow the council's direction. It's a mansion situated right before, a newly built one because of their close relationship with the council. They've been staying there for a few weeks, and probably will move again soon. Everyone was looking at me as though they expected me to make a run for the door. I knew that I couldn't do it in front of them. I had to wait for the perfect opportunity to get out of here. "What's your plan?" I ask, hoping to convince them I would not leave before they develop one. "We're still trying to come up with one," Austin answers me. "As soon as we found out, we came to tell you. Now that you know, we can develop the perfect plan to get her out of there safely. Not just her, but the rest of us as well. A battle is inevitable. We can't run from it. Majority of us have mates. We know how protective and possessive we get over them. Wilder is not going to be any different. He can't help himself, and he already has a lot of bad ways. His family will support him no matter what. The council is also nearby, and we have a bad relationship with them. All those things need to be taken into consideration. That's why we need to prepare for the worst," Atticus says. "Let's see how quickly we can devise a plan." I paced from left to right for the next 2 hours, listening to their plan to get Scarlett out. The rage inside of me for Wilder Cage was building by the second. I was restless and impatient. They weren't moving fast enough for me. Now that I knew where she was, I couldn't wait any longer. I had to see her. I had to see my wife. I had to hold her and kiss her again. I had to tell her that I loved her like fuck crazy. She had to know that she was the most important person in my life. She had to know that I would fuck die if she left me. I had to find a way to get out of here without anyone noticing. Right now, they were all distracted as they worked on the plan. It was the perfect time to slip away. I knew they would all be pissed at me for leaving when they told me not to. However, I couldn't control myself. I had to see Scarlett, and I wouldn't waste another second. "Carter." The second I jump into the truck, the back door opens, and I look behind me to see Clara in the back seat. "What the hell, Clara?" She narrows her eyes. "You didn't think I would let you go for my sister on your own, did you?" I couldn't let her come with me. Scarlett would never forgive me for putting her sister's life in danger. "No." I snap. "Get out of the truck now. You're not coming with me. I refuse to let you come." "I'm not moving," she hissed. "She's my sister, and I won't just sit back and watch. If you are planning on bringing her back home, I'm coming with you." "Clara," I growl, "get out of the truck, now. If you force me out of here, I will walk into that house and let everyone know where to find you." She snaps. "They will stop you from leaving, and you know it." My hands tighten on the steering. "Fuck. Fine." "I thought so," she says with a devious smile. "Why did I forget how sly you could be?" I ask her. "Forget that," she snaps. "What is our plan?" "I plan to barge into the Cage's mansion and get Scarlett out of there," I answer her. Her eyes widen as she gapes at me. "Are you insane?" "Yes, I am. I'm insanely in love with Scarlett, and I will do everything to get her back." I remind her. "You can get yourself killed," Clara exclaims. She looks at me like I've just lost my mind. "Then what do you propose I do?" I demand. "I don't know, but your plan sucks." I start the truck and pull out of the garage. "We don't have time for this. I need to get to Scarlett right now. We can come up with a plan on the way." Clara sighs. "You're right." The second we hit the road, the adrenaline kicks in. I was closer than ever to getting her back. I could feel it. Scarlett. Everything hurt. I was worried about Carter. No one was telling me anything. I had no clue what Wilder and his brothers were up to. It wouldn't be difficult for them to find him. I was back in the bedroom, looking for ways to warn Carter and his family. Elsa had taken her phone with her, and there was nothing else in this room that could help me. Wilder must have removed everything from the house that could help me contact Carter before bringing me here. I sigh. "Come with me," Elsa says suddenly as she enters the room. I'm surprised by the urgency in her voice. "Did something happen?" "Did something happen to Carter?" I demand. "Shh," she whispers. "You shouldn't mention him so loudly." She pulls me into a bathroom with her and looks around nervously. Was she scared that someone would overhear us? When she seemed confident that we were alone, she held something in my palm. "What's this?" I ask her as my hands close around it. She doesn't answer me, and after looking down, I realize it's a bunch of keys. Why would she give me something like this? What was I supposed to do with these? She looks nervous as she paces from left to right in front of me. She was beginning to worry me. Elsa? She finally looks at me after hearing her name. I've been thinking about this entire thing, and it's been bothering me plenty. I know I'm already being forced to marry someone that I do not wish to marry. I don't want the same for you. You already have a husband who you deeply love. We barely know each other, but I wouldn't wish something like this for my worst enemy. She begins to explain. Each word out of her mouth surprises me further than the last. What are you saying? I ask her hesitantly. I'm still in disbelief. I'm saying that I think it's very unfair what my brother did to you. I'm hoping that my actions may one day help you to forgive him for everything he's done. You might hate him now, but he's only acting this way because of the mate bond. He can't help himself, she whispers. Are you saying what I think you are? I ask in shock. She nods. I've found a way to get you out of here tonight. Last night, you cried uncontrollably. You thought I couldn't see you in the dark, but I could still hear everything. I can't just stand back and watch something like this happen to an innocent woman like yourself. That's why I made up my mind to help you. I gasped and my heart swelled with the possibility of seeing Carter again. This couldn't be real, but it was. She was truly going to help me get out of here. These are the keys that you will need, she informs me. We have multiple doors for safety. Each of them has locks. Wilder and my other brothers have increased the security since they brought you here. You wouldn't have been able to get out without each of these keys. But they're always walking around. I'm sure that Wilder or any of your siblings would stop me the second they realize that I'm trying to escape, I whisper. And there's so much security. How am I supposed to hide from them all and still get out of here? She smiles. Don't worry. I've thought about everything. Wilder and the rest of my brothers will not be home tonight. Don't worry about my sisters. Even if they see anything, they will remain quiet. Are you sure they will be gone? I ask her for confirmation. She nods. I'm not sure how long they will be gone. That means that you will have to hurry. The second that they leave, you need to be on the move also. As for the guards, I'll see about that for you. You don't need to worry about them. Carter! That's the mansion, Clara gasps, right where they said it would be. She was right. I could spot it clearly from where we were. It was so huge that it wasn't difficult to spot at all. I mashed down on the accelerator as far as it could go. I didn't stop until I was just a short distance away from it. Clara grabs my arm when I reach for the door. What are you doing? She asks. Didn't we agree that the second we got here, we would barge into their residence and bring Scarlett back home? I demand. She swallows. I thought that you were joking about that. Carter, if you just barge into their home, you'll get yourself killed. It's just me and you. Everyone else is back home. Scarlett loves you. If you get yourself killed, your baby will be without a father, and your wife will spend the rest of her life grieving for you. Clara, I whisper, I know you are right, but right now, I can only think about getting Scarlett back. I'm not scared of dying. I'm scared of losing Scarlett to her real mate. Her eyes soften, and she squeezes my arm gently. I've never seen Scarlett look at another man like she looks at you. My sister wouldn't have chosen to marry you if she wasn't deeply in love. She still wanted to be with you even after knowing I was crazy about you in the past. She wouldn't do that for just anybody. Are you sure? I ask her as my voice breaks a little. I can hardly recognize it. I didn't realize until now that a part of me was terrified of leaving this truck. I was terrified that I would enter that house and find Scarlett in the arms of another man. I wouldn't know how to react to something like that. My entire life would shatter if she ever chose him over me. I knew Scarlett loved me. I knew that I meant plenty to her. However, I also knew what the mate bond could do to you. I've seen relationships fall apart when one person found their true mate. I've seen broken hearts all over the academy and at parties we've hosted. I've never been more sure of anything else, Clara answers me. I wouldn't have let Scarlett marry you if I wasn't sure it was what she wanted. My sister was never interested in anyone else until she fell for you. No mate bond could take that away from her. She loves you with her entire heart. There isn't any space in her heart for another man, Carter. I'm sure she's waiting for you. And if she isn't waiting, it's because she's trying to escape. Hearing Clara say this made the pain in my heart ease a little. I think it's time to get my wife back, I tell her. She nods. But I want you to stay in the truck, I add before she has a chance to open the door. Her eyes widen. What the hell are you talking about? I'm not leaving you to go in there on your own. Scarlett will never forgive me if you get hurt inside there. I try to explain. Please let me do this. Besides, if we both get trapped there, no one can call for help. She presses her lips tightly together and glares at me. You knew you were going to do this the second you allowed me to come, didn't you? I shrug my shoulders. I had to find an excuse to get you to stay back. I've hurt you plenty in the past, Clara. I don't want to be the reason that you get physically hurt this time. If I don't come out in 15 minutes, that's your cue to call for help. She sighs. I can't believe you're convincing me to do this. But just be safe, Carter. It feels weird to say this since we dated in the past, but now that you are married to my sister, you're like a brother to me. I don't want anything bad to happen to either one of you. So please, even though I want you to get Scarlett back, be safe while doing it. Do not do anything too risky. If you sense any danger, get out of there immediately. I nod. Don't worry. I'll be back soon. I'm surprised to see tears in her eyes. I didn't think that Clara would still care so much for me after everything that I did to her in the past. I jump out of the truck and slowly advance to the mansion before me. There was a thick wall in front of me, but it wouldn't be difficult to climb it. There was no point in using the front gate. They wouldn't let me in without adequately explaining why I was there. I was sure that Wilder already warned his guards about me. I walked towards the back of the property. There should be fewer guards to get through from here. I was insane for even attempting to get into the Cage's residence with no plan or backup. However, I've been doing crazy things since I fell in love with Scarlett. This was just an addition to the list. Time to get my girl back, I growled under my breath as I climbed up the wall. I scanned the area when I reached the top, and no guard was in sight. What the f? This had to be some trap. Why would there be no guards stationed here? I jumped down from the wall and looked for the first back entrance I could find for the house. When I spot it, I rush over to the door. I couldn't waste any time. If I stopped to think, I would get caught quickly, and I couldn't let that happen. I had to find Scarlett before any of that could happen. When I opened the door, I was shocked when someone barreled straight into me. I get one sniff of her scent, and every part of my body freezes. Clara. I was restless, waiting in the truck on Carter. It's been 10 minutes, and there is still no sign of him. I knew we shouldn't have done what we did. The right thing to do was to wait on the others. But I was just as desperate as him to get my sister back, and it felt like the others were taking too long. I look behind me when I hear the sound of vehicles coming closer. My eyes widen, and I jump into the driver's seat. If those were the Cage brothers, we were in some deep trouble. One of the Jeeps passes the truck and goes straight for the gate. However, the second one stops right next to me. A guy with red hair jumped out and knocked on the window. My heart was racing as I lowered it so that I could see his face more clearly. He was surprisingly good-looking, but in a terrifying way. "What are you doing here, miss?" he asks me. His voice was rough, and I knew his intention was to intimidate me. "Are you here to see one of us? Do you have an appointment?" An appointment? Did he think I came here to hire them for a job? He was insane. I shook my head and tried to keep a straight face. My truck is giving me some trouble. I lie. I'm waiting for someone to fix it for me. He quirks a brow. "I can check it for you now if you'd like." I wave my hand to dismiss his offer. "That's fine. I don't want to bother a stranger I hardly know anything about." I pretend to look at a message on my phone. "He just said that he will be here in 10 minutes. The man nods. All right. If you experience more problems or change your mind, ring the bell. I'll let the security escort you inside." I nodded, even though my feet were shaking uncontrollably. I sigh with relief when he finally gets back into his Jeep and follows the other vehicle through the now opened black gate. My hands are trembling as I search for a number I'd recently added on my phone. Carter was in serious trouble now. I needed to call for help before things blew up. Alaric, where the f is Carter? I roar when I don't find him anywhere in the house. You were supposed to keep an eye on him. I growl at Apollo. I'm sorry, brother. He apologizes. I got caught up in something and I lost track of time. Fuck, I hiss. I knew he had his own problems now, but damn it, where the f did Carter go? I'm sure everything is fine, Nicole says as she enters the room. I don't think Carter is stupid enough to go to the Cage's residence alone. I don't think he went alone, Aries tells us. What do you mean? I demand. Who else would he have taken with him? Look around, he orders me. Clara isn't here either. They're both missing. They've been missing for some time now. My entire body turns to stone at his words. Before I knew it, my feet were moving forward. Clara! I shout as I move from room to room, searching everywhere for her. What are you doing? Nicole asks as she rushes after me. Did you see Clara anywhere? I demand from her. Why would I be looking out for Clara? She demands. Why do you seem more worried about her than your brother? I ignore Nicole as I barge into the room where Atticus and everyone else are still discussing the plan. They were close to finishing and were wrapping everything up. Did any of you see Carter or Clara? I demand. I can't find either one of them anywhere. Austin looks at me. Don't tell me they both left without us. I think there's a high possibility that they did, Aries says as he walks in. Carter's truck is no longer in the garage. They're both gone. I hiss. There's a moment of silence before we all realize the grave danger ahead. Not just for Carter and Clara, but for all of us. We had little time left. How long did they leave? I ask Aries. I don't know, but it's been a while since I've seen them. We don't have much time. He answers me. I knew I should have never taken my eyes off my brother. This was all my fault. We have to move quickly, Hunter says as we all rush for the door. I felt my phone vibrating in my pocket, and I quickly pulled it out in front of me. My eyes zero in on the caller ID on the screen. It's Clara, I shout to inform everyone. They all stop moving and surround me. I quickly answer. Clara, I shout. Where the hell are you? My heart drops when I hear her first word. Alaric, she cries. We're in trouble. Where are you? I demand. Tell me. Where are you, Clara? We're at the Cage's residence, she gasps. Carter is here with me. Well, he isn't exactly here with me. He's inside their home. He went to look for Scarlett to bring her home, but he left me in the truck to call for help if needed. Motherfucker, I knew I should have locked him in a bloody room to stop him from doing something this insane. Listen to me, Clara. We're coming. We will be there shortly. Please stay in the truck. Do not leave it. Do you hear me? I ask her. Alaric, she cries. I'm scared. I just saw the Cage brothers return home. I know it's them from the camera footage. They've all returned, and Carter is still inside of there. I close my eyes in frustration at her words. We have to move, I inform the others. Now!